Hey everyone, welcome back to the lecture. In this lecture, we will see following topics. The first one is your first Spark application. Then we will see Spark session object. We will read the data from a CSV file. We will see how we can read the Spark documentation on the Spark documentation page as well as from Python. Then we will see the Spark application and we will run our first Spark application as well. Okay, let's start with our first Spark application. So I am going to create a new folder on my Windows. So let's create a new folder. I am naming it as Spark app. Okay, and I will keep this folder at this point. And I am using one CSV file for demo. So this is the employee data CSV file. I will attach this file in the description of this course. Okay, so this is our CSV file or our data. Okay, now I'm opening this folder with VS Code. So you can see this is our Visual Studio Code. Yes, I will allow this. Now let's once explore our CSV file. So you can see this is our CSV file, and you might wonder how my CSV file looks that much pretty. So it is a Rainbow CSV extension that you can install. And also you can install the table CSV extension so you can analyze your file like this in the tabular format. Okay, so my file has header. Okay. So now you can see this is the file that we are going to analyze. It has the column like you can see employee ID, employee name, first name, last name, start date, end date, title, etc. etc. And it has a lots of column, right? So you can see it has a lots of column in it. So this is our employee data CSV and it has around 1000 records in it. So now I am going to use Jupyter Notebook in this lecture to show you how you can create the Spark application, right? So let's start and create our first Spark application. For that, I am going to create a new notebook. Let's name it main.ipynb. IPYNB is extension for Jupyter Notebook. And if you don't know how you can install Jupyter Notebook, then you might get the video link in the description as well as in I button. So you can check out that and you can install the Jupyter Notebook on your Windows environment and you can run Jupyter Notebook in VS Code. Now, let's see. This is our Spark notebook, or let's import the Spark, right? So, from let's first connect the interpreter. So you can see it's not highlighting anything. So when I'm trying to execute this cell with Control Shift, then it will ask for Python interpreter, right? So I'm going to click on the Python environment and you can see I have two environments here, Python 3.13 and Python 3.10. So Python 3.10 is the environment where our Spark is installed, right? So you can see how I have attached the environment and let's import the packages that we want. Okay, from PySpark.sql import Spark session. This is the first thing that we will need. Then second, from PySpark.sql.functions, I am going to import a function called call. Okay, so let's try to run this. Okay, so this cell is run successfully. Now let the Spark in the Spark application, Spark session is the entry point to your Spark application. It holds all the context object related to your Spark application. We will see in detail about the Spark session object, how it works and etc. in the next video. For now, let's create the Spark object. Okay, so I am going to create the Spark object equal to how you can create the Spark object. So for that you can use Spark session dot builder dot you can give the whatever the cluster, right? So this is our local, so I am going to use the cluster as local with 3 and yeah, I need to provide all this value in quotes. Okay, So this is the our master name. Then let's give the name, app name. Let's give the app name as Spark app. Okay. So this is our Spark application or the Spark app. Then how we can create it? So you can create the Spark application with the help of the method get or create. Okay, and you need to provide the parenthesis. So this is how you can create your Spark session object. You can provide the configuration to this object. Multiple configuration you can provide. We will see later in the another lecture how we can create the configuration object and how we can provide the different types of configuration in your Spark object. So let's see what we will get in the Spark object. So I will run this. So now you can see this is the Spark session object and it shows it is in memory object with the help of Spark context, and it provides us the link with which you can access the Spark UI. So I will show you. Once you click on this link, you will get redirected to your browser, and this is the Spark UI that you can access. Okay, so we will see the Spark UI in another lecture, and you can see version is 3.2.1 and with this master, and this is our first application name in the Spark. Okay, so this is entry point for our Spark application that we have created. Now let's see how we can read the different types of file. So in our case, I want to read the CSV file, right? So let's see. For that, I am going to create a data frame with the name df. This is my data frame, and let's read the CSV file. So with the help of the Spark object, you can use. It is easier to write the code. That's why I use the brackets. Okay, Spark dot read dot format. So we are going to read the CSV file, right? So I'm going to provide the format as CSV. And as we saw, our CSV file has the headers in it, right? So this is the header, employee ID, employee name, etc., etc. So I want to consider those header as well. So with the help of option, in that I will provide the header, and header is true. Okay. Then we want to load. So with the help of this load method, you can provide the path of your CSV file. So this is the dot slash, this is our current directory, and you can see employee data.csv file, it is showing to me, right? So this is how your data frame is created, or it is reading the file from it is reading the data from the CSV file. Okay. So now let's see our data frame. So df.show, I will show you the data frame. Let's run the same. Now you can see this is how your data frame is readed. So this CSV file read this data frame and it is showing 20 records to you. You can see all the columns are shown here, right? So this is how you can read the data frame. But you might have wondered like how I know all this, like format method, option method, load method, right? So you can do it by reading the documentation of the Spark, and there are two ways, right? So the first one is with the help of Spark. So let's see if you use the method help with the Spark object, right? So you can see it will list the documentation and you can read the Spark documentation here. So this is the first thing. You can use this method for doing any kind of operation. So let's see, I want to read the documentation about the Spark data frame readers, right? So with this method, you can see the spark.read and it will show this is the object of data frame reader class, right? If I provide CSV, then it will show all the details about that. You can see in the text, you can read this is the whole documentation for Spark data frame reader class. This is the one method how you can read the documentation in Spark. Okay. And the second method is you can go to your browser and search for so Apache Apache Spark website. This is the official website of the Apache Spark. You can go to this website So here how you can read the documentation, right? So here you can see there are multiple options. So this is the documentation option, and I will just click on the documentation. You can see latest, so I will go on the latest release, and here this is the documentation of latest release. But how you can navigate to pinpoint to a specific, right? So we have read with the Spark data frame reader CSV, right? So let's see how we can check that. So here you can see API references or API docs. So here you will get the API docs for Scala, Java, Python, R, and SQL. So I'm going to select the Python as we are using the PySpark, right? So this is the all your API documentation, right? So let's see the data sets, data frame. It will give you the multiple option here, right? Quick start with the data frame. So I will click on this, and you can see this is the all your data frame and all the documentation. So here I will click on the API references, and here you can see Spark has all these API references or all these packages like Spark SQL. Then you can see pandas with the Spark, structured streaming API, MLlib API, Spark streaming legacy API, then MLlib RDD and Spark core. All these APIs are mentioned here, right? And from these APIs you can see the documentation. So we want to see how the Spark read CSV method, right? So it is the part of the Spark SQL API. So here you can see all the classes listed here under the Spark SQL API, you can see, right? So these are the all the classes, and in the input output, so input output class, and here you can see pyspark.sql data frame. So I will click on this, and here you can see pyspark.sql.dataframereader.csv. This is our method with which we have used, right? So we have used format method actually. So as I will click on this format, you can see this is the method and how you can read with the help of the Spark, right? So it will show you the examples as well as the different options that are available with the method or classes. You can see it has all that is like path, then schema and everything. So one more important thing, you can provide the schema details for your while reading your source. Okay, so I'm going to provide the schema. So option, and I'm going to provide option as infer schema, and I will provide it value true. Okay, so let's run it again. So now it has read the documentation. So what is the difference? So I will show you the difference. So when we are not using the infer schema, right? So I will comment this show method for now, and let's see df dot print schema, and you can see it will show the list of all the columns and with their column names, and you can see the data type of all the columns are string, right? So it is not inferring the schema. But when I will enable the option infer schema and I will run the Spark reader again, you can see at some places here you can see employee ID is integer. So it checked some records, and on the basis of that records, it applied a schema to your data frame. Okay. So this is how you can pass different options to your data frame, right? So this is how you can read the documentation in the data frame. So this is our CSV file, right, that we studied. So this is our CSV file. Let's see. This is our CSV file. This is another extension, that is table CSV, with which you can see your data in the tabular format. So now this is our first Spark application. And the question for you for our first Spark application is, you have to find out the employees with rating greater than 3, or you have to find the number of employees based on their type and who has a rating greater than 3, right? This is our question. So how we can solve this question, right? So I have created the code already. So I will import my notebook. Yeah, so this is the code I have created already. I will just copy paste this code and explain you how I have solved this problem, right? So this is our code, and I have to use as a df. And this is not the markdown, this is our code cell, right? Yeah, this is our code cell, and I am going to df dot show. So I have already created this code. So this is our question. So how I have solved, right? So this is our data frame, right? So I will show you the data frame once before running the code. So df dot show. So you can see this is our data frame, right? It has different types of employees and all. So if I scroll the data frame to the end, you can see there is a column, current employee rating, and it has a different rating like 4, 3, 2, and etc. etc. And it also has a column that is type, right? So, and in the type column, you have two types of employee. The first employee type is the full-time employee, then the employee on the contract, etc. etc. So now you can see we have created the data frame, and let's solve one problem based on the data frame. So you have saw the CSV file, right? This is the employee.csv file that we are working with. And here is the problem statement. Find out the number of employee based on their type and having employee rating greater than 3. So this is our problem. Let's see how you can solve this. So this is our data frame. First of all, what I am going to do is you can see here that is employee rating. Employee rating is integer column, okay? But for making sure it is integer, I am going to cast it. So with the help of with column function or with column transformation, I am going to convert this employee rating column to integer with the help of cast type. Then on the resulting data frame, we are going to apply the filter. You can see this is the filter. And we are going to apply the filter on current employee rating and which is greater than 3. The resulting data frame, we are going to select specific column. So here you can see the list of the column that we are going to select. After that, we are going to perform group by operation on the employee type column. And on the top of that, we are going to do one aggregation, that is the count. With the help of ag function, you can calculate different type of aggregation, and you can provide different types of function to aggregates as well. And here with the help of df.show, I am going to show this. So now you can see here I have run this cell already. Okay, let's run the whole notebook again. And now you can see this is the different types of employee and the number of the employee who has rating greater than 3 in that specific type. Here you can see the employees on the contract, that is 235. Full-time employees are 229 who has rating greater than 3, and part-time employee 225. And our CSV file has almost 1000 records. So this is how you can solve the problem or data engineering problem, data crunching problem with the Spark. In the next lecture, we will see the Spark configuration object and the Spark session object in details. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.